Coming up on this special mini-series of the Parkiton podcast, we do a little bit of our off-season chat. We have a chat about how to start your bowling career. And of course, we've got to wrap it up with a little bit of Schuey's wisdom. It's time to park it on. Welcome, punters, to the first episode of the Parkiton Podcast's beginner mini-series. If you're listening to this, you're either a diehard fan of us, the only lawn bowls podcast that will noob test you to your face, or you're a prospective bowler looking to join the great sport of lawn bowls. My name's Riley, I'm a Div 5 bowler, and my co-host, as per usual, is the lyrical, the satirical, the absolute bloody miracle, Mr. Jimmy.
Hey, how's it going?
We've had a blessed week, Jimster. We had a great day on Saturday.
Yeah. I haven't seen Riley in a couple of weeks, so Saturday was the first time we'd actually seen each other in a while, so it was good time all around.
Yeah, it is a bit strange going from like seeing each other every single Wednesday night without fail pretty much to it has been several weeks.
Yeah, and then like obviously like outside of pod, like we're playing bowls where like we were swimming, but it's just too cold now, so yeah. So to go from that to this, It's just a bit jarring, but it's good. It's good. Yeah, did a bit of social bowls on the weekend that we'll obviously have a chat about, and had a good day.
You know, it was some good gear. You know, I work in outdoor ed, of course, so I'm bloody well up the river towards the end of like term one. I'm bloody swamped. I reckon in the past month I've had 5 days at home. Genuinely, yeah. I've been fucking just flat out. Weirdly enough, Jimster, we record on Wednesdays, which is my payday. I got a notification on my watch while I was driving home. Now, obviously, don't check your watches when you're driving, but I saw out of the corner of my eye that the money had gone in, and it was a significantly lower amount than I had perhaps anticipated for the amount of work I've been doing. Which, of course, we have multiple sites. I get paid per site, so each different thing is a different bank transfer. Fun times. Anyway, point being, doesn't mean I paid twice as much tax, but like regardless. I saw this number and I was like, fuck, that is criminally low. Like someone's fucked up here for getting that I get paid per site.
Yep.
And so I was steaming for 30 minutes at least, driving home, being like, fuck. Like, driving home from the river, it's all freeway. Like, you can't pull over unless your car's literally stopped working. And so I'm just like, I'm steaming. I was formatting the email in my head. And it was only when I pulled into the shopping centre to grab some groceries, because, of course, I'm not at home, so I don't have any fucking groceries in my house, that I actually looked at my phone and saw, oh, no, it's okay. Just didn't get the notification for the other payments. So it's fine. But holy shit, dude. I spent 30 minutes of that drive home in a terrible mood. I was like, I don't want to fucking send emails being like, hey guys, you've underpaid me. I think this might be a bit of a crime. Like, I have been a victim of actual crime at work. It's not fun to confront people about that. So, you know, I get very well taken care of where I work. I love those people very, very dearly. But yes, that was a fun week. Actually, on the drive home, I usually queue up like a new album that's come out just to like give it a listen. So on the way home last week, it was a new Ballpark Music Like Love, which is like the 5th album in a row where Sam, the frontman and like songwriter, tells us how much he loves his wife. And it was just, I think it's 8 tracks or 10 tracks of just like Sam talking about how much he loves his wife. I'm like, fucking you go, dude. I love that for you. I miss fence sitter.
Yeah, so one of our friends went to their album release party show the other night. It looked like a good time.
Yeah, I fucking love Ballpark Music, man. Like, genuinely, if we had, like, walk-on songs for bowls, like you do in the darts, right, I would 100% choose She Only Loves Me When I'm There.
Yeah.
Like, that fucking, like, I can see it. Like, fuck, I have these daydreams, right, sometimes where I'm the main character. Fucking surprise talking to me, right? But like I have these little daydreams where I'm like, what would it be like if I had a walk-on song for what I was doing? And I can hear the crowd like going real quiet and like the ooh ooh and then like you just smash cut to the fucking chorus. Dun, 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 dun. I'm just like walking out, fucking shaking hands, kissing babies, bro. It would go so fucking hard. But unfortunately, I'm not a professional darts player, so we'll have to engineer that opportunity another time. But yeah,
I think my song would probably be. I think it still probably would be like "Don't Tell the Boys" by Petey.
oh yeah,
I think that'd go hard,
Yeah.
or like something by him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll Wait would actually go hard.
I'll Wait would go like you fucking. You know what we should do for next season of the Terry Termites? We play a walk up song once. We don't tell our opposition. Like, we just come with a fucking speaker attached to one of us. And then at some point throughout the game, you just hear someone's walk-on song start playing. It's like, and now, coming to the mat.
That'd be crazy.
That would go so fucking hard, dude. Oh, fuck. That's a fucking TikTok. We're doing that. Absolutely. Fantastic.
All right, speaking of bowls, this is a bowls podcast.
Yeah. This is a Lawn Bowls podcast.
Yeah, we did social bowls for the first time in the off season.
Yes, we did. After the last one got fucking called off because it was too bloody hot.
And then I think it was the cricket.
And then none of us were in town. And it was because of the cricket. And it was like, well, finally we're playing a little bit of social bowls. Now, we did have a pre-match warm-up at the fish and chip shop. We got some steak sanger, and I got... What did I got? Some nuggies and some chips. Yeah. Fucking scran. That is genuinely the best steak sandwich I ever had. That place.
It's very
Fulham Fish and Chips. We love them.
Yeah, Fulham Fish and
Give
Chips.
us money.
Yeah.
No.
Dude, that'd be so hard on like the Terry Termites. Like,
dude, literally,
jersey.
like we genuinely probably could, like, because we go to military every week before night owls. We could probably middle of next season be like, hey, we're looking to get new shirts. Would you stump up like $100 and we'll chuck your logo on there?
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Like, not even because we need it, just because it would be fucking sick.
It would be very cool.
Yeah. Anyway, we played a bit of social bowls, Jimster. Now, social bowls, how it works at Grange anyway, is on a Saturday, if you rock up before 12, you chuck your name on a list, pay $10, and you play with a random team. Now, it's not a totally random team because they did put us together on purpose, but it's just sort of, you shuffle up, you play a game, 21 ends, straight through, hang out, have fun. And if you get the highest winning score on your rink, you get a cut of the entry fee. So half of it goes to the club, and then a little bit extra basically is beer money.
Yeah, I saw the bloke who won, like, pulling out pineapples. I was like, fuck.
Yes. Well, it was very well attended. We had an entire green's worth of rinks, and that was 6 people per rink. That's what, 6, 12, 18, 12. There was at least 30 people there, probably more.
Yeah, I think they were saying they were forecasting 36, I think, beforehand, when I think you were getting a drink or something, and I was sitting with your dad.
Yes, the old fella. He's come out to have a watch. He's still getting his legs underneath him, but he's going to be bowling for the Prem side in no time. Look at him go. But yes. So the way that social bowls basically works is shuffle up, get a team, and then depending on how many people have shown up, you play different formats. So it's pretty straightforward. Singles is 1 against 1, pairs 2 against 2, triples 3 against 3, and fours 4 against 4. We played 2-bowl triples, which meant everyone had 2 bowls. It was you, me, and then a member of the Stretchers. Do you remember his name?
Mark.
Mark, that's it. Fuck, I'm so bad at names, dude. It's actually unreal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was the one that hung out with him the most, so...
Yeah. We played Anna, we played Chris T, and we played someone else. Anyway, point being, I forget the dude's name. I skipped against him. Do I remember his name?
Yeah,
No.
you were the one skipping against him, so... But yeah.
I have such a bad memory for names. It's actually unreal. Like, it's not a personal thing. I just don't do names super well. And especially now that I'm working in outdoor ed again, I meet genuinely
people.
like 300 kids a week.
Yeah.
There is no way I'm committing that to memory. I'm sorry. Like, the only reason that I knew the names of a couple kids on this camp is because we give them wristbands with their names on them, and I'd had to tell them off earlier in the camp. That's literally it. Like, if I know your name on school camp, you fucked up somehow, big dog. But yes. Yeah, we played some some 2 bowls triples. It was a lot of fun. As we mentioned, I skipped. And Jimmy had to go at leading. How'd you find chucking the old kitty down?
Yeah, no, it was good. I'd done it, I think, once or twice during the Night Owl season when you weren't there. And I really enjoyed it. Like, I do like playing lead, and I thought in that capacity, when I saw that everyone was wearing bowling shoes except for me, everyone, like half of them were wearing Grange shirts, I was like, okay, this is a little more serious than Night Owls. I should probably play the position in which I will have the least, negative effect on the game.
See, this is true, but equally, everyone's coming out to just have a fucking roll.
Yeah, he asked me,
Yeah. The seriousness level of the social bowls you're playing depends on the club you're playing at. And for Grange, which is a Premier League club, there are a lot of bowlers who are very good who will take things rather seriously. Now, I'm pretty sure there were no Prem bowlers there that day. But point being, there are very good bowlers that play at Grange, and so sometimes they will play sort of up to their level. Now, no one was expecting to really go your hardest at it. No one was in their proper uniform. It was all old uniforms and social shirts, if I aren't forgetting anyone. And there were some people from other clubs. We had a guy from Westlakes come play. We had a few people from Westlakes come play with Grange. I don't know if they do social bowls the way that we do. But anyway, point being, had a few people out. It was a beautiful time. And Jim, you had a bit of a lead. You had a bit of fun. You got to chuck the jack down, do some draw bowling, which I think was very good for you. And like you said, you enjoy it, which is the most important part.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, there are a couple of ends there where we all piled in our bowls, and that was fucking sick. We didn't get a maximum. One of the Skips bowls did play through a couple of hours a couple times. But we were putting them in the position. Now, when you're playing bowls, if you're putting your opponent in the position where they're just fucking having a run at it, you're probably in a good spot. Having a run at it is often not a... It's not that it's not skillful, because it requires skill to be able to do it, but it's a sort of desperation move. Every bowler, especially once you're getting to a higher level, they have their comfort bowl, which 99.999% of the time is just a nice archy draw bowl through traffic to sit the kitty. That's what every bowler wants to do. Now, there are some higher order players that play 3 or skip in pennants, in particularly Premier League and Div 1, where they may like to play those weightier shots, and that's completely fine. That's completely valid. Especially when you're playing in those sorts of levels, often you have to bust up big packets of 6 or 7 because your opponents have really parked some suckers on. But for the most part, I reckon every bowler, if they could choose, they'd choose just letting it go, perfect weight that just sits on the kitty. That would be fucking delicioso, as a young exploring child would say. Now, Jimster, we had a win.
We did.
And it was a good win too.
It was very nice.
Do I remember what number it was? No.
All I know is the margin.
What was the margin?
6.
6. Beautiful. Winning by 6, pretty fucking good day out. That's a good win.
Yeah.
Anyway, winning by 6. I remember looking over, I was like, this is less close than I anticipated it being. So that's nice. And that's no shade on anyone. We were playing some pretty fucking good bowlers, but we got fortunate a couple of times where we did put them in those positions where they had to play those heavier shots. And because they had to play those heavier shots, they couldn't miss. And when they did miss, they dropped big numbers.
Yeah, and they said that a lot during the game. They were saying, obviously down my end, they were saying they being our team, are getting a lot of sort of 3s and 4s, whereas they were getting a lot of 1s and 2s.
Yeah. And it did force me to change how I was bowling somewhat, because I do prefer that, nice archy draw, which I think is why I'm suited to the leading position, even though I don't love it too much. I love playing a nice archy draw and just sitting on the object bowl. And because they were playing these heavier shots and trying to play stuff through and knock stuff in, I end up having to play, cover bowls and having to play stuff. There was one end where I put it down and I forget if it was you or the other guy, but I put it down into the pack of their like 2 or 3 up the back. And you're like, oh, it's okay, just put it a bit shorter. I'm like, no, I want to be there because he's going to have a run at it. And if he hits it, it's going to be like a 5 to them.
That was the big thing I noticed, especially once we started. I was Chris, who was leading for them, was basically like, oh, since we're leading, we basically stand back and, stay out of it. And I essentially just did that anyway. But like coming from a Night Owl's perspective where we're all crowding the pack and egging each other on, it was very difficult for me. But yeah, it was definitely Mark who would have told you that.
Mark, yeah.
I think I said probably 2 or 3 things the entire day in terms of G'ing you up, but that was usually when you'd put something very, very close.
Yeah. Oh, you did tell me off for using your government name. That was fucking funny.
Yeah. You go right about here, James, and I was like, don't like that. It was like the third end too.
Yeah. Because I call you fucking everything in the book that stands in for your government name.
Yeah, just ripping
James.
James.
It felt like you were in trouble or something. It was funny.
Yeah.
But yes, Mark was like, why'd you put it there? I'm like, because we're covering a fucking heavy shot. And then we got like a 4 anyway, so it was fine. But yeah, we had a couple ends where I had to play like heavier shots up. There was one where I got fucking lucky though. It would have been the 3rd or 4th end heading away from the clubhouse where they had a pocket of like 4. And I just put one up like nice and quick to try and like play something of ours that were a bit short through or play through. And I ended up like wicking off of one of our bowls up the front and just sort of trundling in and cutting them down to 1.
Yeah, I remember that.
Which saved like 4 shots. It was crazy.
A big one that, as you said, we didn't get a maximum, but we got a 5 and my bowl was the one that was out.
Yeah, it is what it is. Like, bowls is 40% skill, 30% weather, 29% luck, and 1% pure magic.
I like that.
Yeah. Point being, played some bowls. We had a good win. We did not have a good enough win to win some bar cash. There was a team that won by like 15 shots or something. It was crazy. They just fucking like were shitting them on. Like, I think it wasn't even Dicko's ring. Like, he didn't win. They were getting like 4s and 5s every single end. It was unreal. But I think theirs was a bit swingier, so they were getting like 4s and 5s each way.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was one rink that just parked them on, and that's what happens in social balls. Like, you get to play with people that you don't normally play with, which means you get to meet lots of people, but sometimes it also means there is a bit of a skills mismatch. And when it comes to playing a game like this, if you do get a bit unlucky with your draw, it can be a bit unfortunate, but it is what it is, You play your bowls, you have fun, you're rolling some stuff, you're in the sun, you're hanging out with people, and the beers are like $5. So, you can't really fucking complain, eh?
I was pretty happy with the idea that when they called out our rink after calling out that I was going to be playing Pennants next season, once they called out the rink, everyone went, oh, and then we ended up winning. So that makes me happy.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking good, eh? But yes, that brings us to some important business that happened on the weekend. After the game, a piece of paper got put in front of you, big dog.
Yeah, and I signed my life away to then play for Grange next season.
Fuck yes.
Obviously waiting on the, you're all good text or whatever. I don't know how they get in contact with me, whether it's carrier pigeon, etc. But yeah, I'm up on the board at the very least.
Show up at your house at 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Just like knock on your door, shaving a haircut, and if you don't respond with 2 bits in time, you're out.
Yeah.
Serious business.
But yeah, so my name's on the board for acceptance, so yeah, very exciting.
Yeah, it's a pretty special moment, big dog. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's very exciting stuff. I think it stays there for a little bit, so anyone that has a problem can veto you. But
yeah, they're
gonna
see my suburb and go, get him out of here.
There was a fella from bloody Paraka that was coming to play. So no, sorry, he was playing for 2Ls, and now he's moved to Grange, I think, and now he's coming to play in Grange.
Okay.
But like, if where I live is fine, then where you live is fine.
If they want to fucking bankroll me a house over there, that'll be fine. I'll play for them then. But
that'd be pretty fucking cool, eh? In the housing fund. Yeah, forget flying people out like Yarraville Footscray did in the Victorian Pennant League. Just give them a house.
Like the AFL strategy.
Literally, the Geelong recruitment method.
Yeah.
Oh, look, this piece of agricultural land magically got rezoned for residential use. That's crazy. But yes, Jimster, social bowls. It's a fucking whale of a time, eh? I love pennant bowling. I love the pressure and the competition and that, like, fuck, you heard it in the season recap episode where it means so much to so many people in so many different ways.
Yeah.
But that social aspect of just getting together and having a roll, you don't need a team to come play. You literally just show up. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's a good time.
And, that's why we're making this content now as opposed to, like, the start of the bowl season. Because in Australia, wintertime means you've got rain, you've got wind, night owls and pennant bowls are done. So now it's a whole off-season of opportunities to improve, to try different things, and to give you, our dear listener, an opportunity to grab a set of bowls and hit the greens. Mm-hmm. Now, when it comes to starting your bowls, there are all sorts of different ways you can do it. This is the way that I, Riley, personally recommend you do it, because at the end of the day, bowls is limited somewhat by the equipment it needs to play, right? Like, the accessibility of any sport is limited by the equipment you need to play. For, like, 8-ball, you need to have a table, balls, cues, chalk, and, like, time to play it, right? Everything has time, but, like, whatever. For, like, soccer, you need a round thing, and that's about it.
Yeah.
So, like, bowls is one of those higher exclusivity sports where you do need a green of some sort. You need bowls to play it. You need the right sort of shoes. And it's a specialized skill. Like, a lot of people will be able to roll something without too much issue. But the more that you play, the more that you take part in it, sometimes you may find that there are things that you may find a little bit more difficult, like, playing your upshots or aiming your bias accordingly. But that's why highly, highly, highly recommend getting in contact with your local bowls club. Now, your local bowls club, you can find them in many different places. Literally, I drive past so many bowls clubs, and if it looks like there's someone there and they're playing a bit of bowls, I'll stop in and have a beer, because getting to know people is 90% of lawn bowls. It's fucking awesome. Every single lawn bowls club I've ever interacted with has beautiful, beautiful people at the heart of it. Those real heart and soul people at the core that are putting in their time away from their own homes, away from their own lives, their own jobs, their own families, to come, maintain the grounds or do the green work or have a practice, whatever. Those are the people that are worth interacting with, and they are going to be an endless, endless font of information for you. Odds are every single lawn bowls club is running some sort of social bowls in this off-season. Now, it may not be the same sort of type as Grange. It may be a bit more structured. It may be even less structured. You never know. But point being, there's probably a club somewhere near you that is playing social bowls at some point. And the easiest way to find that out is to give them a ring. Now, Jimster, you can't just ring a bowls club any day of the week, unless it's probably the ABC. They probably would be staffed every single day, 9 to 5 or whatever. Yeah. But for most bowls clubs, they're pretty much exclusively staffed with volunteers, which means you get a response when they're there. They might have an answering machine that you can speak to, but if you want to get through to someone straight away, often the emails, although we're now getting to a point where most clubs are email savvy, especially with BowlsLink having to put in results and stuff, but calling them on a day where there are people actively bowling is probably your best bet.
Yeah. You'll have someone like in the bar or in the offices at least.
Yeah. So I'm talking Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. These are the 3 big pennant days here in South Australia. I think that's pretty consistent across most other states. Obviously, I haven't played bowls in any other states, so I wouldn't know. But I imagine that that's pretty close to what it is. At least Saturday's a definite bet. Anyway, on a Saturday, give them a ring. If no one picks up, there's no one there. Leave a message, be like, hi, I'm a new bowler, I want to try it out. Whatever. Beautiful. I don't know why our prospective bowlers sound like that, but they do. They're kind of like that, the shrimp from Shark Tale.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, shut up, baby. That movie's cooked. Did you know that Tracy Grimshaw recorded lines for that thing?
Yeah, it's a localization thing. It's like Auntie Donna being in the Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Yeah, it's unreal. Sometimes I have access to DVDs throughout my work where we don't have a lot of internet reception, and we decided, hey, Shark Tale's completely fucking cursed. Let's watch that. And partway through, Tracy Grimshaw's voice shows up, and we're like, what the fuck is going on here? There's some good gear. Be like a Danny Filler in like Big Hero 6 for the UK, and the Ferrari drivers are in like Cars.
Yeah, Cars 2, Cars 3, 2.
Yeah, one of them.
The one where there's spies in it.
Spies is Cars 2.
Yeah, and then there's also...
It's got Eddie Izzard in there.
And then you've also got... I'm pretty sure Michael Schumacher is in the end of number 1, isn't he?
Maybe. I don't actually know. When I watched the Cars movies, I was a child and didn't know what Formula 1 was.
Cars is like one of my favorite animated movies, so I saw it very recently, watching it with my nephew.
Fuck yes.
Because I know that at least the joke is that like the tire place loves Ferrari, and so at the end they get a Ferrari to like come in. I'm pretty sure it's Michael Schumacher.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, Michael Schumacher's appearance in Disney's Cars. Holy shit. Yeah. That's based how he's in F430.
Yeah, he's right at the end.
That's really cool.
I'll chuck it in the
That's really cool.
Shit we talk about.
Keep fighting, Michael. Anyway, bowls clubs have some beautiful people at the center of them. They're going to bend over backwards to help you learn how to play if you want. Now, some clubs will be facilitating come and try days and recruitment days for their clubs. Stuff where their club grounds may not be super accessible, whatever. Get in contact with them. They'll tell you the best time to come hang out. You may be able to even get in contact on a Friday night because they'll be doing social nights typically. A lot of clubs do members draws on Friday nights. Some clubs have a good online presence. Millswood have a pretty good one. We've been looking into the Millswood Bowls Club because they're a really cool club with a really cool story. And they have a really nice online presence. They keep everything like up to date, pretty cool. It's a pretty cool club. If you're anywhere near Millswood, which is south of the city, I don't know where south, but it's south of the city, go hit them up. I don't know. Cool people. Anyway, point being, get in contact with the club. They'll bend over backwards to help you. And if you want to learn and you want to play, that is the easiest thing. Like, as unhelpful as the advice is, just start going. Genuinely, the scariest step and the hardest step is like 90% of it. Get in contact with a club. They'll give you the equipment. They'll give you the time. They'll teach you how to play. You get to have a go. If you like it, you like it. If you hate it, you hate it, whatever. But you're here to give it a crack. And especially, I'm going to say this nice and quietly because I fucking adore all the people I've met through bowls. Even the people I've had like arguments with, I don't get along with, whatever. I fucking love that I get to play this amazing game with them. That said, if you're under the age of 50, every bowls club in the state will fucking walk over hot coals to help you be a better bowler. Lawn bowls has historically been a very older persuasion pastime. It has been very steeped in tradition and rules and etiquette, some of which we will go over. But for the most part, without younger people coming in, bowls will cease to be a thing. And every bowls club knows it. And if a bowls club doesn't know it, or if they're super elitist, or they don't want to like give you the time of day, stuff them. They deserve what's going to happen to them. Find a new club.
See Crackerjack.
Exactly. 100% big Crackerjack energy. Also, Crackerjack, fucking great film. Get Mick Malloy on here. We'll have a chat about the flipper. Anyway, so step 1, literally, just make contact and have a go. You don't need bowls for it. You don't need any accessories. You literally just need the time of day, the opportunity to do it, and preferably flat sole shoes, which you probably already own. Like stuff like Converses, totally fine. Like they're not super grippy. They'll work.
At least for social bowls.
At least for social bowls, absolutely. Once you have broken the seal, made first contact, if you will, once you've had your first go, if you liked it, fucking awesome. You now have, in that first step, a level of community, a level of instruction, and a little bit of practice. You can start coming to regularly scheduled bowl stuff. You know, maybe they'll ask you to sign up for a social membership, which will be like $50. And I know that not everyone has $50, and that's okay. Every club out there is going to be able to accommodate your needs. I know it's embarrassing, be like, oh, I don't know if I can pay for that, whatever. They'll hook you up every single time. I promise you. Bowls clubs are full of the nicest people on planet Earth. Even like the bowls clubs that I have historically teed off on this podcast, where I'm like not a big fan of the way they go about things. 100%, if you came to them and said, hey, I'm a new bowler, I'd like to start bowling, how do I do it? They will bend over backwards to help you. And you know what? I'll fucking hate you on the green, but you play this awesome game, and how can I hate you for that, hey? There'll be regularly scheduled events that you can come to, whether that's once a month, once a week, fucking 2-3 times a year, whatever. There'll be opportunities for you to have a role. Even if you're not actively competing for whatever the prizes are that day, if you just show up and have a role with people, have a chat, get to know people, watch what's going on, you'll learn so much, you'll get some more time out there. And again, the drinks are super cheap, so you can have a wonderful time. Bring your mates. Literally, this whole thing, you can apply straight to night owls in the regular bowling season. You know, if you want to come play a night owls game, you ring up whoever's in charge of night owls and you go, hey, I'm a new bowler, I want to have a go. They will find you either green space or a team to play with. They'll give you bowls, they'll give you a quick lesson on how to do it, and they'll set you off. Every single day of the year, pretty much, you can get in contact with a bowls club. Maybe not Christmas, but basically every single day of the year, you can get in contact with a bowls club, and if you say, I would like to start playing bowls, please, they will help you. All it takes is a little bit of courage and knowing you can do it. You know, I don't doubt that there are some people that maybe gone, oh yeah, that seems pretty cool, but they don't understand that everyone's super fucking nice. They'll help you. They want you to play. Fucking Somerton has 1 billion members because they just keep going, hey, you can come here. You are allowed to take part.
Yeah.
And sometimes a little bit of invitation is all you need. And that's fucking awesome.
All right. What do we do once we've started playing, though?
So once you started playing, and you're playing pretty regularly, the next step is to make some bigger decisions, shall we say. Now, these bigger decisions can be anything from, do I come every week? All the way up to, do I commit to being in a team for the full season of Night Owls? Do I maybe get some of my own equipment? Do I play pennants? Do I sign up for a tournament? Do I go to the Australian Open on the Gold Coast? Entry's now closed. All sorts of different levels that you can engage with, and they're all completely valid. There are people that have been playing Night Owls for 30 years. Probably not 30 years. I don't know how long Night Owls has been a thing. But like, there have been people that have been playing Night Owls since its inception, never wanted to play anything else when it comes to bowls, and that's completely freaking valid. You know, this sport is awesome whether you play it once a year or once a week. But now that you're in this position where you are playing somewhat regularly and you like it and you want to do a bit more, you can start looking at the different ways you can go forwards. Now, the number one thing that I would recommend you do when you are getting to the stage where you're like, yep, I want to play bowls more regularly, is to source your own set of bowls. Now, this does not mean you immediately go to the nearest bowl shop and you say, please give me the $700 set of bowls you have. That's completely out of the realm of possibility for a lot of people. It's not going to be super helpful if you spend all this money on something that may not even fit your vibe. Whatever bowls you've been practicing with or the sorts of bowls that you like work out what you like. You know, if you like a bowl that goes a little bit straighter with a really narrow bias, then, you know, look out what the mold name of that is. Look at the manufacturer's name. Look at the weight. And more importantly, look at the size of the bowl that you're using. So different bowl sizes, they go anywhere from like quadruple zero for some manufacturers all the way up to like 5s. I've seen size 6 bowls like once. They're huge. Not pointless, but like highly unlikely. If you can work out roughly the size of bowl that you like to have fit in your hand, for me personally, I use 4 heavies. If you can work out how big that size is, you can try any bowl on any green at any time. All you need to know is your size. It's like knowing your shoe size. You can try on like pumps or sneakers or high heels, winter boots, whatever, as long as you know your shoe size. Bowls is the exact same thing. So for me, what I like in a bowl sitting in my hand is I like to be able to cradle it. I like to be able to put my thumb on some grips. I like a gripped bowl. Not everyone does. Some people like a nice smooth non-grip bowl that they can just roll out of their hand straight away. But I like having the grip so I can angle my bowl a little bit differently in my hand so I can get it on that turning edge nice and early and just do a nice little Sydney Harbour Bridge sort of arc all the way over to the object bowl. So, number 1, figure out what size you want. Number 2, at the end of every season, bowlers buy new sets of bowls. Some of them are obsessed with doing so. And so you can get very good bowls for very cheap if you know where to look. I'm talking Facebook Marketplace. I'm talking on the bar of a bowls club. The bowls that I gave to Ethan, I bought those off the bar of the Prospect Broadview Bowling Club in 2015. No, earlier, 2014. I borrowed them. We played a tournament with them. We won the tournament, and I used my winnings to pay for the bowls. Grabbing stuff off a bowls, and I never would have grabbed like Redline SRs ever without it being, hey, this is a set of bowls that is relatively affordable. If you like them and you can use them, buy them. Often people will have a spare set kicking around their house that, you know, you can have for cheaper, like when I gave Ethan those Redline SRs because I have my XGs now. Look around. Now, I want to touch on the op shop problem. And by op shop problem, I mean there is a thing that happens sometimes when people are clearing out their clutter or they are moving house or other things have occurred and they need to get rid of a set of bowls, and that is they will donate them to an op shop, which is fucking awesome. Sometimes you can get some really primo quality equipment for really, really cheap because op shops have no fucking idea how to price bowls. You could get a set of like brand new Henselites for like $50 if you knew where to look. The issue is sometimes those bowls are older than Methuselah. And what happens with bowls that are older than Methuselah is they have the widest fucking bias on planet Earth. You need to chuck them out football fields to get them to come in properly. And sometimes they won't even come in properly at all. They've melted in the sun, they've been bashed around, they've been used a bunch. If you don't know the condition of the bowls, especially if you don't know what you're looking for, unless it's literally like $10, I would steer clear of op shop bowls. Now, if op shop bowls are all you can afford to use, fucking grab op shop bowls. You know, there are people that play bowls at night owls with us who grab their bowls from the op shop, and they're perfectly fine because that's what they use them for. But if you're looking to play anywhere a bit higher, I highly recommend you go for slightly different methods to make sure that you can actually get something that is A, your size, that is going to fit your game style, and go from there. We could do whole segments, whole episodes even, on choosing the exact right type of bowl for your personal preferences. Every single bowl mold is going to be slightly different from one another. They're all supposed to be the World Bowl standard where they have to roll to the same spot every single time. Depending on the manufacturing method, some of them will be slightly more inconsistent than others. I know that my XGs in particular, the way that they are weighted means they have a really smooth Sydney Harbour Bridge sort of arc to them, whereas other XGs have a bit more of a hook to them. Not so much as a Redline SR, which is genuinely a straight line that then curves in like a knight's path. Point being, every bowl is going to move differently, every bowl is going to look differently, even down to different production runs of the same molds. But roughly the molds are going to do the same sort of thing. When you are practicing at a bowls club and you are playing and you're giving it a go, look on the side of the bowl where the picture is and either take a photo of them or write down what the words on the side say. And then if you can see a set of those and you like playing with them and you can see them in Facebook Marketplace or whatever, if it's under like $200, buy them. Just buy them. Because then you have your own set that you can practice with, that you can work out the specific quirks and idiosyncrasies with, and have a go. There will be a little oval stamp on the bottom that will have a 2-number bit in there, and there's some letters as well. That's your bowl stamp. That's how long you can use them in official like state-sanctioned tournaments. 99% of the time, no one's going to give a shit about that. If someone does, whatever, dude. But basically, stamp bowls, if you're just starting out, don't fucking worry about them being in year or not. Most people will get rid of their bowls right when they're about to come out of stamp. You can get them re-stamped if you like them, but for the most part, the stamp does not matter. But if someone's trying to like upsell you and you're like, hey, these are out of stamp, you might be able to knock $50 off the price or whatever. All that matters is you get the right size and roughly the sort of mold that you've liked using. I highly recommend a Dreamline XG to a beginner. I highly recommend a Redline SR. I highly recommend a I also highly recommend the Aerodynamics. They all have roughly similar lines, similar finishes. Also, they're the types of bowls I've used in my life, so they're the ones I can recommend. They all do a fantastic job. At the end of the day, what you play is what you play, what you prefer is what you prefer, and you'll be able to find these sorts of molds with very little issue. They're very, very popular. Once you've found your actual size that you like and you sort of know the sort of weights that you like, you can play around with different types. You can Another thing you can do is if you're playing with someone and you like the way their bowls move, ask if you can roll their bowls. If they've seen you play and they know you're not going to just like launch the thing into the side of the green, they'll probably let you do it. And you can have a go and just practice and try it out. And if you like how those roll, maybe when they go to upgrade, they'll say, hey, you like these bowls? Did you want to buy them off me? I'm going to go buy a new set anyway. And then you have an in for a potentially cheaper set of bowls. It's pretty cool. The whole thing with lawn bowls is just chatting to people, getting to know them, and hanging out. Bowls number one. But if you're going to play a level of game that is higher than social, so you're not just playing night owls now, you're playing pennants, you're playing tournaments, you need to have flat-soled shoes, preferably specialty ones. Otherwise, you're getting weird looks. It's not always the case, but if you just have them, it saves you a lot of strife on the green when someone like arcs up about it and tells you off. When you're looking at your bowl shoes, if you have a specialty bowl shop, go there and get fitted. Work out what size you need, and if you can support local retailers, please do. Obviously, they need to add a level onto the wholesale prices to make a profit and keep themselves in business. The more people that patronize them, the less money they have to add on to every item to ensure their competitive margins. Their specialty information and advice is invaluable, and it does a lot of good to the community to have them around. But equally, if you know your size, like I said with shoes, if you know your shoe size, you can just buy them online. Do what you can personally do. It's your choice, basically. But yes, number one thing you need to buy is shoes. You need to have shoes, you need to have bowls. Those are the two things you absolutely need to have. When you join a club, they will give you a way to purchase your uniform. I know that Grange, I'm pretty sure, your first year, your membership includes your uniform. And your membership is discounted too. At other clubs, it's pretty similar, or it'll be like $50, here's your whole uniform kit. The entire point is to minimize the entry requirements for new bowlers coming in. Once you've got bowls and you've got shoes and you've got a uniform, there are a couple other things that you might like. One of our friends, Ethan, is quite fond of his bowling glove. Now, Jim, we've talked about the bowling glove before.
We have.
How many people have said they've seen one before when we're on the green?
0.
Exactly fucking 0. Absolutely. No one has fucking seen these things before. I thought he was taking the piss when he told me about it, but it's a real thing and he likes it, and fucking, if that helps you play, fucking go for it, dude. I see a world where they'd be super useful for those synthetic greens. You know, the types of carpet where you absolutely cannot put gripper on it, otherwise it'll gum up the fibers.
Yeah.
So if you're in a situation where you need grip addition and you're on a green where you can't put gripper on your bowls, the glove may just be the thing you need.
Possibly.
But yes, there are a couple other items that you can use. I recommend, after getting bowls and shoes, you get yourself a measurement. So a measure, it's a tape measure, string measure. I have a bowls measure, and we're looking up before the pod. I was like, oh yeah, this thing will be like from the 80s. The latest I can find this particular measure being made is 1960.
Yeah.
So it's been around a little bit. That makes sense. I got it from my grandpa. But it served me very well. I fucking love my little Terry's bowl measure. It's great.
It's good.
Measures next up. Some form of chalk as well will be very good for you. So when you're playing bowls, and we'll get into this into the next episode, basically, when you're actually playing the game, if you hit the object bowl, the jack, the kitty, you have to mark your bowl to make sure that people know it's a toucher. And if it goes to the ditch, it can't be discounted. So yeah, I reckon it goes bowls, then shoes, then measure, then chalk, then a cloth of some description. You can use a hanky. I've used a hanky for my entire bowling career. But you can get little microfiber cloths as well. Podcast merch coming soon.
Would go hard.
And all sorts. And then if you're really keen on it, you can get more sophisticated measuring equipment like lasers and stuff. And you can also get practice jacks, which are just your own like object bowl that you don't have to borrow from the club. That's a very exhaustive bit of information. But yeah, it's like, just start fucking playing. Genuinely, just start fucking playing. That's the go. Yes, cool. Shall we go into a bit of Schuey's wisdom, Jim?
I think so. I'll pull up the
Brilliant.
RNG.
So for those who are new, the brilliant Ian Schuey Shoeback OAM for services to lawn bowling wrote a book called Bowls Biased and Uncensored. Now it is slightly out of print, so we think it's okay to every single episode pull up a random page, and just like how Stanley Kubrick said that every frame was a painting, every page of this wonderful tome has some very important in-depth information for us to use in our lawn bowling lives. And so we're now going to grace you with some information from page number
59.
59, an early one. Okay. Oh, there's a photo of Chloe Stewart. There you go. Okay. This is all about coaching yourself and others to aim properly. Unless you closely verify the accuracy of each delivery, you'll find it difficult to correct a poor shot or repeat a good or perfect shot because of your failure to confirm the exact line of each delivery. If you do this as part of your routine, you'll often deliver a bowl and immediately think it's either wide or narrow, and then be amazed that it finishes up being a resting toucher, and in that process find you have accidentally discovered the perfect aiming line. Achieving perfect line is paramount if you want to become a champion. For instance, it is far better to finish 30 centimeters directly in front or behind the jack than 10 centimeters alongside it. Jack high bowls will kill you against top players in competition, because they simply allow for conversions, running shots and drives to be played by your opponent, and your close bowls to the jack won't last long at all.
How good.
How good, Ian? Love it, big dog. James, if people have loved this informational mini-series that definitely wasn't near on an hour of me just spewing fucking information at them, how can they get in contact with us?
Well, absolutely. They can get in contact with us through email at parkitonpodcast@gmail.com.
Beautiful.
And also through the Instagram and the Facebook, but less so the Facebook because I don't touch it.
Yeah, I get a notification for it sometimes when gets tagged in something, and I'm just like, cool, that's awesome. But if people actually interact with it more, then we'll use it more. That's awesome. Now, Jim, for our newer listeners, for our newer listeners, we have a little pay-to-win index. Could you give us a little quick rundown of what that is?
So we played it was a while ago now, a tournament just before New Year's, and we got absolutely blasted on Canadian Club and Dry. So we found a threshold between 6 to 8 Canadian Club and Dries. That's where we played our optimal bowls. So we're going to the people to get the prices of their Canadian Club and Dries, so that we can then create a big infographic and let everyone know where the best places to drink and play at are.
So when you go to your local bowls club and you have a roll, crack a CC and Dry for us and let us know how much it was. We'll add it to the index. And then when you're playing, if you encounter anything weird that you just want to get a bit of a clarification on, or, Daz has told you that touches don't go in the ditch, they get put on the bank and count anyway, flick us an email, we'll go through it on the pod and we'll have a bit of a chat about it. And of course, if you've got any fun stories, we'd love to hear those as well. But until next time, Jimster, it's time for us to say goodbye.
Absolutely, and we'll see you in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. We'll see how we go. This one's coming out on a Friday. We're going crazy in this off season.
We're going absolutely nutso. Yes. Hopefully we'll do a few bit of fortnightly releases for the next few little while. And yeah, we'll see you soon. Cheers. Bye. Peace and love. Bye.